Hey everybody, welcome back to the stream. We are here for the second semifinal game between Epik Gamer and Team Solo Mid. Hello, Rivington.
Hello, freak.
Woo!
Yeah.
I feed off your energy.
Nom noms.
It's like I'm Fiddlesticks just draining everybody.
Caw, caw, caw,
All right. That's probably the best intro ever to a cast in the history of the world.
I'm going to say I can't wait, and summoners are going to be happy. I'm going to leave it at that.
You're such a troll.
I know.
It's going to be fun.
So we got Epik versus TSM coming up here. Epik Gamers, gamers and gaming. It depends.
Yes.
Depends if you're at the website or if you're talking to them. So yes.
Sure, I believe you.
Yep.
So hey, by the way, shout out to how well this tournament's been going, by the way. We're actually on time for all the games. It's like unheard of for competitive gaming on LAN like ever. So, I mean, big ups to the players, big ups to the organizers. Thank you, IGN, for putting on this awesome tournament. IPL 3 Origins, with the colon in there somewhere. Awesome tournament, so thank you guys so much. Big ups to the crowd, big ups to the communities online, leaving the comments, teaching me how to cast better, because I need it. And thank you, by the way, Rivington, for being awesome.
For sure, man. That's what I'm talking about. You can't do it without a counterpart. You can't do it without a counterpart.
Cool. So let's get it rocking with a apostrophe at the end.
Going live.
G.
Let's see what we have here.
Go, 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 exclamation point. I like my punctuation. I get it right when I talk to the players, and you hear the clickety-clack of the keyboard.
Indeed.
And we are into Champion Select. Oh, yeah.
So we're going to see these teams choosing here. We're going to do this rundown again. I know the pros are going to sigh and moan, but you know what? This is how League of Legends is played. We're going to see two teams, 5v5, going at each other. There are going to be 3 lanes. There's a top, a middle, and a bottom. Each lane has turrets and minions in them. You're going to be able to take those turrets down consecutively to get to your enemy's base, and we're going to see that right off the bat. They're going to go into what's called the laning phase. So we're going to see everybody pretty much divide up into their roles. As we said, there's mages, there's supports, there's people to do damage, bows and arrows, and melee attacks that really can get into the fight and do a lot. So there's all those positions you need to play, as well as have a tank on your team. So you have to make sure you build a good composition as well as counter a composition that the other team is building. So a lot of things come into play there. And right now in this scenario, they are choosing picks and bans right now. The left side is going to be banning Furch, which we have seen they are doing here once the screen goes up, and we see that in a few minutes. And we're going to see Cassiopeia is banned, and that is going to be the 3rd ban for Epik. And we're going to see now that they've countered in the bans, they're going to pick, and they're going to decide what they want for their team. They don't necessarily have to pick the champion they want. They can choose by countering a pick and taking that, so the other team can't get it. Quickly switch that with a member later that grabs the champion they need. So there's a lot that even goes into the production or the pre-game, and we're going to see that right now. So the picks are Freak. Please go.
Yeah, so a lot of bans coming out here. Kagwa, Caitlyn, and Cassiopeia banned from Epik against Team Solo Mid. Zilia, Lisa, and Gangplank banned out from Team Solo Mid against Epik. And you see the first pick was Nocturne. That's going to be Dan Dinh, the jungler for the team. But Vayne and Yorick, smart picks for Team Solo Mid. You don't let that happen. No. And the funny thing is, neither of those champions were banned in the last series. But it's cool to see the different play styles come in here. By the way, Vayne Yorick. Yeah, that's going to be hard to deal with. KX is an excellent Vayne player, the solo top Rain Man, going to be playing as Yorick. And yeah, when you clone a Vayne, your team takes a lot of damage.
2 KX isn't good.
Yeah, 2 KXs means a lot of pain right there. But we see interesting picks here. The Cho'Gath being grabbed is probably the solo top, and Ezreal being grabbed up for Nat Win. And now we're going to see Trundle coming in there. OddOne actually pretty much well known for a Trundle player, and the Alistar being picked up, going to be a special. Guy's also a great Alistar. So actually, we see a lot of really sort of like first-tier picks for the players. These champions, these guys are really known to play very well. And I'm curious to see if like Akali would work well here, because you're still going to see Yorick revive her, revive that Vayne, but Akali could totally blow up a champion here. So I don't know if they're going to let. The thing is, West Rice normally not the AD player, or sorry, normally is the AD player, not the solo. So we'll see if they do lineup switches to do that, or if they're just going to pick a standard mage for Crumbs. But also one thing they could do is, nice Anivia. The Crumbs known for Anivia. Yeah. Why do you guys know about that? I actually like this team because they have a lot of counter initiate. They can push people back with John, and they can Anivia wall. So once they clone that Vayne, they can wall off, push back and retreat, make that timeout, and go back in. And I really like that. I think that's a really great idea. But both these teams have some terrain deformation. I'm sure I pronounced that one wrong, so sorry, internet. But you got Anivia wall on one team, you got Trundlepil on the other. You've got a lot of pushback with Janna and Cho'Gath, a lot of pushback with the Alistar, Vayne, things like that. So going to see the mage pick. Could be Brand. Reginald plays that a lot. Another one is Gragas is a pretty good choice. Can maybe knock someone over a wall and use that. So we'll see what the choices end up being. But this is a very scary lineup right here. The solo mid is to be picked here, and the thing is, you could pick a counter lane as well. You see, the Cassiopea was banned to make sure that Anivia had a pretty safe lane. Cassiopea, one of the best laners, Anivia, one of the frailest laners. So you want to make sure that you get a matchup that's a little bit close. But what is Reginald going to be known for here? It's going to be his pick, and they're debating. They're actually taking a long time to get this one.
I was going to say Zillion, but I forgot. It was like one of the first bans they had, obviously not wanting the other team to get it.
Zillion would have been a first picked, almost definitely.
They could easily use Brand.
Yeah, Brand would be
a great pick.
Let's see. I mean, they do have to worry about Cho'Gath being disruptive.
Reginald doesn't Karthus whatsoever, does he?
I've seen him do it before.
Okay.
Yeah. He's done Annie as well. Annie be pretty good here. They could catch the Ezreal, even catch the Nocturne.
Oh,
Gragas it is. Okay, so cool. Gragas displacement.
I like it.
Yeah, heavy displacement team on both sides. So you can really, you're going to probably see these team fights kind of open up, and they could be close, but you're going to see a lot of the fights be stomps on one side or the other. Because there's so much displacement, you can actually kind of get yourself 5v2s.
It's going to actually be hard to follow.
Yeah, there's going to be fights sort of all over the screen.
Like thrown by Gragas barrel, headbutted out, getting chucked by pillar. Yeah, this would be great. Good amount of CC and stop on Epik's team still as well. You're going to be able to throw down the Anivia ultimate right on the floor. Her ultimate creates a ring on the ground of just frost. You run through it, and it also applies the frost to you, making her damage, or her magic damage, do double, or critical, you would say.
And another one of the points to bring up for this match is, we were talking about how a lot of things have ringers. Well, Epik has 2 ringers. Crumbs has taken the place of Salce, and Natwin has taken the place of Pure Golden Boy in the solo mid mage and support roles, respectively. Dyrus, Westrice, Dan Dinh still the mainstays there, but Team Solo Mid actually were about to lose their fifth as well. TheOddOne was stuck in Canada and actually flew in the morning of the tournament yesterday. They still did manage to 2-0 their matches. They're doing all right. But we're going to see if ringers equals power, because so far Dignitas has been doing quite well.
Yeah, they have been doing very well. And, a lot of credit they are giving to the jungle. They said Jat, a mind on their team that just allows them to know the timing, the seconds that we talk about, when they should go for this, when they shouldn't. And, being able to listen to that person and feel confident about their calls is that extra step in the game. It's not also second guess your leader. So, Dignitas has all that wrapped up into one. And we're going to see if the junglers can really make a big difference. Dan Dinh and TheOddOne boast amazing junglers in their top tier caliber play. So we're going to see if they can really turn the tide of this battle for their team.
And let's see, as we take down the last 20 seconds of the players to make their arrangements with runes and masteries, we're going to see, what kind of lineup do you think is more powerful here? We talked about the Yorick Vayne, the displacement on both teams, but let's look at the actual team fight power. Who's going to really start winning this?
There could be a lot of kiting and shutdown from Epik's team. There's a lot of in-your-face, however, from TSM. So if Epik can, throw down Dyrus' Rupture and then silence the entire team, that's a lot of free damage. But then again, they're going to have to deal with barrels. They're going to have to deal with a pillar. They're going to have to deal with pulverize. So it's really either team right now at this point. Obviously it is. The game hasn't started, but it's such diversity of skills on each side, and there's enough CC on either to stop that from happening. So, yeah. What do you think?
So I think Dyrus was forced to Cho'Gath because because Yorick is such a heavy sustainer, does so much harassment. There's really no other solo top in the game that can withstand Yorick, pretty much.
Yeah, look at that smirk little smile he's got on
his face. I know, right? They're both so just like coy right there. Southern Teleport being picked on both solo tops. Again, that lets you sort of teleport back into a team fight. I don't think we're going to see any lane switching here either. I mean, they could 2v1 with Janna Ezreal against Yorick, but I think Yorick can actually withstand that. Of all melees, he probably has the best chance. Dyrus would probably not be able to do anything against Vayne Alistar, so I don't think Epik would want to make that trade, whereas Yorick actually has a chance to do that. So they could actually, TSM could choose to swap, and that actually might work. I don't know if it's really going to be the case, but it's a possibility. We're now going to filter on into the load screen. And so let me hear you guys. If you want Epik Gaming to take this first game and take it over, let me hear you guys cheer in the audience if you want Epik. Oh. And everyone at home in front of your monitors, cheer if you guys want Epik to win. Nice, thank you. We heard you from here, seriously. Now, for the Team Solo Mid fans out there, let me hear you guys in the crowd. People at the table back here, if you want Team Solo Mid, let me hear you cheer.
Yes! Oh, God, they're so cute. Wow. Gotta get these mics checked. Somebody's over here.
Thanks, Riff.
You're welcome. All right, so here we go. Bombing into the map, we can see the lanes we were talking about before. One straight down middle. There's a top lane and a bottom lane. The top and bottom lane are longer lanes to get to that Nexus turret. But if you are able to take that direction, it's actually a faster way to take the Nexus because you will not be confronted with the 2 turrets that sit in front of the Nexus to guard it. So usually you'll see the mid push lane, or the push mid lane, if you speak English correctly.
Yes.
And yes. And we'll see if they have to choose that one. There should be some split pushing in this game. They definitely have a lot of characters that can get themselves for a good split push and get back. Ezreal is great at escaping, escape artist to be known as that. I wonder, is he running flash as well? He is, so he can double flash. That's going to be really great for a kite in any of the fights that they have. Looks like they're just hugging this bottom turret here, hoping that they come in. They're going to say, oh, they're not at our blue. We're going to, or they're not at their blue. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. But yeah, no invasion right now. Both CVs going down, and both of these teams are going to easily get their blues picked up. The odd one looks like he's going to be starting on the bottom side of the jungle.
And they're going to, pull on for the odd one. He's going to go for the wolves first. All these junglers actually going for wolves, then golems, and that's kind of been the early game plans. And actually, we do see Alistair Vayne go up top. And both teams swapped it. Epik actually read it. And they're like, they're probably going to swap and try to crush us. So they're actually counter-picking that. I mean, that has to be the option, because I don't think Epik wanted to do that unless they figured TSM would. So very interesting to see these both these things swap out, knowing what the weak lane would be. I think it's the first I've really seen this in this tournament. I mean, we see CLG play roam a fair amount in their own gameplay and tournament play, but really one of the first times to see this being so heavily done on both sides of the game. So that's pretty cute from both those teams.
Ooh, OddOne taking a little bit of damage there. It kind of got walked around his... he still gets it, though, quite nicely with a good amount of health. I thought he was going to take some extra hits he didn't need to take. And look at this Reginald in middle. This is going to be a really hard lane for Crumbs. Already, without even a health item, he has quite a bit of health. Another 100 HP over Crumbs. So we're going to see how that plays. Crumbs is going to have to be very cautious. As you said, a very frail laner, and especially with Reginald's distance.
Wow, and they're doing it again. So we saw that Dyrus went bottom lane, and they're like, we don't see anyone in lane. They're probably swapping, so we already recalled, and look, Ezreal's headed bot. So the game has resumed to normal. The trickery has been resolved, and yeah, y'all tried to be funny with it, but it seemed to work out just okay. And I'm trolling rioters right now. It's great. All right, let's see. So Crumb's still in mid, doing a good job of dodging these barrels. Both people going boots of speed and potions, because both these champions have to have skill shots that they're actually going to send a projectile out, and then it's up to the champion to detonate the projectile, have the projectile deal the damage. They're not direct targeted, so having boots of speed will let you dodge those shots, and that is the way to do it. So Dyrus, just, having to deal with all these little wraiths that the Rain Man is summoning.
Dan Dinh, quite aggressive. Already went up top, poked at Yorick. They traded about half health each, but it looks like he's going down for Reggie here. Reggie has flash. Dustbringer goes out, and he misses that quite hard. The flash is on, but the fear will stick. And unfortunately, he takes a few steps towards his turret. Fear will make you run in any direction. Sometimes it'll run straight forward, and it's just pretty much not even useful to have, but it is an awesome skill. And if you can get it onto somebody in the middle of the lane or in a great position, it just gives you such an upper hand.
Oh, wow.
Reginald able to get out of that one.
Some really good poke by Westeros against his Alistair. He's actually poked him with 2 straight Mystic shots, and that's a really good play there. They have that defensive ward. They're going to watch for a special, and yep, there he is. But actually, interestingly, Chaos has been really pushing the wave. That's going to make things rather difficult for Epik here. They've got to try to last hit against their turret, and they're losing a lot of minions to the turret this way, so it's going to be rather touchy here. Dyrus, you see, got a little bit of a gank coming on from the odd one, put a pillar down. Dyrus is low on mana. He's trying to sustain that. He's already chugged through 1 to 2 potions. Rayman getting low on mana, but still actually not in bad shape. You go to the bottom of the screen and see minion. What's up?
Look, Vayne now going top again.
The constant switching. Alistair's running away, and of course Rayman has Summoner Teleports. He's gonna kill the minions, buy his Tear of the Goddess, and then recall or Summoner Teleport to the bot lane. And that's really smart. They're already making that switch over, so Vayne's not going to miss out on much. Of course, that bottom lane, they did push into the turret to allow them to do that. That is why Chaos pushed. He pushed so that he would not miss out on much once he made that switch over. Westeros actually queuing too early, missing a couple of minions there. Unfortunate play. And yep, there's the recall from the Rain Man. And Dyrus is like, hey guys, hey guys,
Look what I found.
This is going to be difficult.
So it looks like Alistar will also join. Dyrus does not like the position he's in because as he looks on the map, he says, you know what, I don't see Alistar either. I don't know where the odd one is. So he's playing quite careful right now, staying behind that river. A good rule of thumb, I always say, stay behind the river if you're alone. Obviously, if you know the situation and the view of the other champions on the map, you can take a few steps, you can get yourself over, get some minion kills, but usually the other team will look to punish you if you overextend too much. Looks like mid has backed, and Nivea going to grab that Meki pendant.
You're taking so much damage.
Wow, what is he doing? Going towards it, gets condemned into the wall, exhausted now, not able to get away. The rupture goes up. Can Alistar get the last hit? No, Vayne comes in, knocking that one down in the first blood. A very nice pursue there, and a quick laugh from Alistar to taunt on, who was that? To taunt onto Dyrus.
Didn't even have to use flash to get that stun either. He actually managed to headbutt him right into the wall. An easy condemn for Vayne. Great damage output there, and that's exactly what we expected to see from this lane composition from Team Solo Mid. And it's interesting to see that, so I was talking to a lot of the players before the tournament, and they're like, yeah, Epik generally wins against TSM in scrims. Like, they're probably the better team, they'll probably win. Meanwhile, it was like, digging house without Voy Boy, easy win for CLG. And now we're seeing actually that swap on both sides, where TSM already in a great position. Nice barrel coming out from Reginald. And you're going to see, you know, the gold income actually 1,000 ahead. First blood is about 600 of that, but...
Looks like TheOddOne's trying to creep up here in his lane. It looks like bottom and top are all trying to facilitate a gank here. Can he get the pillar out on Janna? He does, but she will have a little bit of that movement speed. Her passive is to give her team 3% movement speed. It's called Tailwind. Very, very advantageous, especially early game when you haven't bought your boots yet. But most of these players now building into the early game with boots in 3 pots. The supports usually going their wards and the regen items. So we'll see that really coming into play, especially with the Janna on the team.
And again, we see a character with a very interesting build for a skill order. He's actually not maxing Q as many Vaynes often do, but he's actually getting equal points in Condemn and Silver Bolts. Wants that cooldown probably to match up with his Alistar combo. You see Alistar with about 15-second cooldowns. Vayne's done about 17 with rank 2 Condemn, but getting points in Silver Bolts for the anti-tank damage and not really worrying about using a lot of tumble hits. So kind of interesting build. Normally you actually see Vayne's max Q, so Chaos quite the master to do interesting things, and so far it's gotten him a kill, so I can't really complain.
Nivea's here, the goddess, as she returns the lane. It looks like Reginald will be backing for it looks like a second time, maybe starting an item. We'll be able to see what he will continue to buy. No, he has not started to build one. Now 2 Dorans and his wards. We'll be looking to maybe finish some boots later before he really gets that item. He's doing a good amount of damage right now, so he really is just looking for the sustain in lane. He's very happy with the way that his character is playing in lane, and he can really take down a Nivea without having to buy anything expensive right now. Good wards by Crumbs, keeping himself alive. That'll allow him to play in lane a little more dangerously. Vayne still pushing onto this Dyrus. I don't think he's having too much fun up top.
Yeah, Dyrus is not having a great time. He's going for the fast chain vest to try to stay alive in the lane. Makes a lot of sense, of course. But look at the minions. He's at 44. Yorick actually at 32. So interestingly enough, Dyrus actually doing, I mean, aside from getting first blooded, obviously, doing a pretty good job despite that lane switch. See 38 on Ezreal versus 53 on Vayne, though. So
moving down. Body slams through the wall, sees Nat. Nat is now backing up, and it looks like Ezreal will also have to retreat quite a bit there. They did just give Reginald blue, so it looks like TheOddOne feels comfortable around his jungle, and Nivea, yes, as well. Good call.
Yeah, but both teams running non-blue junglers, and we can see aggression at top lane. There comes the push into Chaos. A nice little shield right there is going to block the stun, or at least the headbutt, but the fear is not enough. Dyrus will not be able to pick up this kill. Chaos will make it out, and they seem happy. Gragas and Trundle still in mid. Gragas, of course, able to easily, pretty much freely last hit with infinite mana here.
Is gathering up the gold. We do have 61 Anivia on the highest creep score. 56 for Cho'Gath and Vayne on opposing teams. So everybody's pretty much keeping their creep score up. You're not going to see the supports try to farm. They usually get the gold for 5 items or really base their gold off the assist. The buffs they add to their champions, to their team, will also allow them to get the assist if they are able to get a kill. So really, that's how you see the supports start to build. Dyrus continuously being forced out of here, or not forced out, forced to fight without any mana. He just has to do that to save himself, and also went for Vorpal Spikes early, knowing it was going to be hard to farm.
Yep, Westeros getting pushed around by York, but they actually sent John over to support Dyrus. Interesting lane now. We've got Bruiser support versus ranged DPS support, and then ranged AD versus Bruiser. So really interesting things going on here. Epik definitely known to throw a couple of wrenches into the gears, doing some kind of cool things here. And yeah, kind of just some really cool things being done. Crumb so far landing quite well against Reginald. Normally you would see Anivia be a weak laner, but Gragas is not aggressive enough and not able to really stop Crumbs. But oh, this could be scary. He does have ult. Crumbs taking a lot of damage, but dodges. Wow.
Wait a minute.
Oh, and a wall, but
he's
lands a stun though. Yeah, he could have gotten egged by that ult. Reginald just completely whiffed it. I mean,
he should have just threw it into the Wraith Cam.
Yeah, Dan Dinh forced a flash though, getting caught by Trundle and the Rain Man. But TSM, great job, are the first ones to go for Dragon. Vayne is taking some damage with it, but I mean, maybe they could stop him. I mean, Vayne is being slowed here. Trundle does have Madrits though. Looks like they're gonna get it for free. Yep, they have taken the Dragon kill. 4 versus 4, and Reginald coming back in onto Crumbs. Crumbs doing a lot of damage to him though. He's out of mana. Reginald has no flash either. He actually burned the flash to try to chase down Anivia. Anivia did not burn her flash this time because she'd already used it. And interesting to see that play out.
Gragas' ulti almost up again. Does Vayne have one as well? She does. Vayne can really take Anivia off guard here if she just ulti tumbles in. It's going to make her invisible for 1.5 seconds, and that is just enough time to be able to take somebody out. We will have to see. It looks like she's going to head top, though. They're going to give Dyrus a hard time as she makes her way up there. TheOddOne still just going through his jungle. Minded to know P's and Q's as Dan Dinh taking down the Wolf camp. Bottom is Yorick and Ezreal. Ezreal and Yorick both out of mana. However, you can see he's sustaining a little bit better. Yep, here it goes up top. Condemned. The third shot condemned into the wall. He was able to stick that one. A ton of damage coming out from Vayne, but I don't think it's going to be able to happen. Not enough attack speed just yet, and a very nice job on the Nocturne ulti shutting down the vision of Chaos and Xpecial.
Yeah, a lot of armor there. It's really great to see him run down and left, down and left, down and left into condemn range. If he ran straight down, he would have taken more shots, but not been stunned, and that was probably the better option there. Ooh. Dan taking a fair amount of damage right there. Didn't want to get condemned or anything. But yeah, Vayne with a fast BF sword is in very good shape. You see Ezreal not with a similar build just yet, still on those 2 Doran's blades. You're going to see his gold right down here. Only 790 gold. He's actually not very rich at all. 65 minions to the 74 of Vayne. Where's West Race's gold?
Xpecial loves that shift 4. He just keeps hitting it. Just laughing all over the lane. Rain Man, not too much MP on his side. Looks like he will just be forced to take these minions, hopefully push it out enough and back. Ezreal gonna fire through. Not doing too much damage, but he really was just trying to clear the minions there, giving Rain Man a hard time. Everybody on TSM pretty much getting back into their lane now. TheOddOne covering mid. We do have Alistar and Gragas making their way back out. And not too much aggression from Dan Dinh in the jungle. We have Crumbs going back into mid lane, so everybody kind of just complacent in their lanes, doing what they need to do until the team fight happens.
Yeah, we see Xpecial coming back up towards top. It's very great to see that, you know, Team Solo mid, right? They've been running duo top, and they're still able to get dragons with it, which is really, really interesting. Chaos, yeah, still not putting points into Tumble, just the 2 into Condemn and Max's Silver Bolts. Really goes for that early damage output with his team, the consistent auto attack damage, not worrying about that Tumble spam, and just, yeah, going for just the pure damage output.
Oh, good invasion ward there. Xpecial throwing one down in the blue of Epik.
Look at ward control, yeah. So we see Epik just, you know, a little back ward on Dragon, but not a whole lot. TSM, actually a pretty good ward coverage. They have kind of all the ganks and all the back doors open.
That was really nice. Alistar putting down a pink ward up top, taking out Dyrus. Dyrus felt very confident about pushing, but now you can see where he is. He's really not gaining anything from being there. So that's going to hurt just a little bit. Very well played by Chaos. And he's also pretty much just going for the last hits, knowing that Dyrus isn't going to be getting this XP, hoping that minion wave pushes out.
Let's see what else you can do about this, though. He's going to go back in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, drop some of these minions, getting some good gold from that.
That was amazing timing by Xpecial on their blue. They were able to just come down, ward in, and now they have almost full reign over it, but they will be contested here. Reginald coming around from the other side. They don't like what's going on, though, knowing they can get displaced by Reginald as well as thrown out. And it looks like they will start to contest this after the buff has been taken. The fear was missed, but they are able to do some damage. The shield goes down, and Dan Dinh condemned backwards. Chaos. Looks like Chaos got caught quickly there. He does not go down, though. He's able to get out alive. There is a teleport coming in on the top ward. That's going to be TSM coming in. Rain Man has now joined the fight, and he is going to be able to take down Nocturne. Crumbs going down slowly, but surely. Chaos staying alive, condemns out the ignite, taking him out, but he is going to be able to use his ghost for just a few seconds. Nocturne, or Vayne rather, going down by the hands. I believe that was Anivia, and they are going to start to finish cleaning up this fight as they make their way out. Westerice going for Reginald. Arcane shift over the wall, but he hits the minions. Starts taking turret damage. Oh, the minion wave shutting him down, and it could be a 2v1 situation. Body slam out of the position. He does not have arcane flash back up yet. His skills are coming up. He did just get arcane flash back up. Can he shift away? And he is getting too much damage. There it is, but it is just in the position to be taken down. And trying to kite forever, he goes down. And Reginald keeping himself alive by the skin of his teeth there with a minion wave coming in for a defensive wall.
Yeah, well played by Team Solo mid. Reginald managed to bait well enough at the turret. And nice try, Ezreal, but still got a team around there, so unfortunate there. They did get the kill onto Vayne. They lost, they at first only lost 2, but they did lose 3 as Ezreal kind of went for the kill there. His ult now back up. Would have liked to use that to help get the kill. And I mean, Vayne did drop down. She did die. Did go for a fast black cleaver. And Crumbs, unfortunately, also losing out on the blue buff. Just lonely, killing the lizard, wishing
10 gold.
that I had teammates.
Alistar looks like he's going to head back bottom. Yeah, another blue for Reginald. Very nice job on the donations here. And the odd one actually has one for himself. So he's like, hey, I got one too. Let's go make something happen. Alistar coming in. Let's see the wards on him. He does have, 2 wards and a pink as well. Wards just being placed down here. 1, 2. There's the pink, the takedown. Oh, no, he's not even going to worry about taking it down. They are actually going to force onto Alistar here, kind of pinching in. Dan Dinh has one side. A teleport coming in. I believe that is from Epik, and it is. Dyrus comes in, and it looks like he will be able to get over the wall, however, expending that flash.
Should be Dragon soon. I think that's why they TP'd.
Indeed, that's exactly the motions and the movement right now happening by both teams. They know this time is coming up, and we're about to see Dragon and possibly a fight between both of these teams as they go to bait and initially take Dragon. There it is.
See the push on through. The wards are down. Good job with the pink ward. Dyrus taking some more barrels to the face, and not a lot of magic resist on him, so that's going to be a little bit scary. And they're going for it. Let's see what they can do. So Gragas is far towards the back. Dan Dinh does have his ultimate. No flash just yet. They're still going for it. They need to get in on this. Gragas is far. They could probably go for a 5v4.
Throw down the Anivia ulti. Make it happen.
Oh, they catch him with the wall. And a great wall right there. It's going to catch the OddOne. Alistar coming on through. Vayne is stuck very far away. One goes down. More fights coming on, especially getting pushed back. Kayak going to run back as well. But here's the Rayman up in front. Reginald does get the kill on the Dyrus. They're not running back. Westrice not in great shape. Rayman getting low. Puts the ult now onto Kayak. Damage goes off. He picks up Alistar. Good job, Dan. Now getting chased down by Kayak and Kayak Jr.
So
and
good.
Reginald taking some damage. Nice stun off of the Rayman. Kayak Jr. will drop out. Westrice so low. Crumbs low as well. Reginald still with blue buff. A good wall from Crumbs. They will stymie that pushback. Oh,
no.
Kayak 6 down Dan at the top of the map, though. 2 versus 2 barrel. Westrice, be careful.
Nocturne, absolutely. Dan Dinh just saved his team.
Rayman is very beefy right now.
Unless they die here.
They could dive the turret with this. They have enough poke.
This is not over yet. Oh my gosh.
That was a great lead by Reginald. Yeah, they've got a recall. Ezreal's got a recall here. Reginald knows. It's clairvoyance. Crumbs getting low. Nice damage.
Oh, so much damage being traded back and forth. Oh no, Westrice dodges that one. He could get by. Does the body? Oh, body slam taking out Ezreal. That is not happy for Westrice, and it looks like Crumbs is going to get a little bit of help from Cho here. Kayak's taking down a turret. Great job. Not so much a split push, just taking the advantage of where the enemy team is here and beginning to take advantage of that by taking down turrets. Great job by Kayak's in middle, knowing his team has full control of bottom. Says, hey, who wants 150 gold? And 190 gold. Wow. That's going to be very helpful for them.
It was a really strong fight from them at Epik as well. They had the really good Anivia wall. They did catch Trundle right away. That was huge. He got his ult off. He sustained a little bit, but they got that kill. Nocturne had a great push in on Alistar as well. I don't think he was yet wearing an Oracles, but he's been investing in pink wards, still not getting an Oracles yet. So not an excessively powerful kill right there, but doing a pretty good job overall. But then Kayak did get that chase down. Did a good job there. Actually, still doing equal points into Silver Bolts and Condemn. Those are both at 4, so he's just trading points in them constantly and still just that 1 in tumble. So very interesting build there from Kayak. Not what I would have expected, but it makes a lot of sense.
Indeed, he actually, that cheap damage, not that the Black Cleaver is cheap, but is definitely not the Infinity Edge. And Bloodthirster also a way you could go, but you're gaining that speed, and that's really what Vayne's, that doesn't scale off of, but she gains a lot of damage every time that W procs a 3rd time, just an increased amount of true damage, and it's really, really something you want to have in the fight as long as possible. There we go, she is going to be able to grab that for herself, that red buff. She is going to be slowing the opposing team as well as doing a little bit more burn damage on her attacks. We'll see if she can do something to Ezreal here. This is going to be quite a hard fight for Chaos. Not hard in the sense that, you know, Westrice is going to win, but he will pretty much be able to get away here. Does hit her with that. No!
Wow.
Condemned in during his ultimate. Stands still for that entire time. Chaos condemning him right into the wall and says, all right, dude, that's fine with me. Wow.
Ouch. Yeah, that's a really good read. That's a good catch.
Note to self, that was not hard for Chaos.
That was not.
I said it was going to be.
Nope.
So it looks like Janna here to defend the turret up top. She can do a pretty good job throwing out hurricanes, clearing that minion wave, shielding the turret. So this should be safe for now. A lot of aggression from Reginald in middle, displacing Crumbs here. So much damage coming out of that. Looking at the Q of Reginald right now, 285 plus 232 damage, throwing out 400 damage barrels. Not something you want to get hit in the face with. Top turret is going to go down, another 150 gold in favor. About 490 global gold now to the team of Team Solo Mid, if you will. And they are going to be continuing to push these lanes down without losing a turret yet. 20 minutes and 30 seconds into the game.
Indeed, you can see they're going to move on through this golem getting a bit low. Bam, nice job. And here we go. Westrice just jumps over the pillar, survives barely against Trundle and the entire team. But a good blue steal. It's the second in a row. So Crumbs, you know, he's gotten tier and catalyst, so he's not, you know, crushed in terms of mana issues, but it's just so nice having blue on Anivia. It fits the color scheme, like the cooldown reduction is nice. It's scenic a little bit.
Considering the ulti is a constant, really nice to have.
Like being able to keep that on longer is just so useful.
So it looks like Yorick going to get a little attention down bottom. Westrice trying to do an arcane shift. That is his E. It allows him to shift a little bit. Really not too many champions have that ability, so he's definitely one that is a character you will see running away from a fight, but that's actually how he fights. He's a kiter, and he's able to do his damage in that scenario of running away, turning around, and doing the damage. So Westrice utilizing that a little bit. Got him killed up top, but we'll see if he can use it again and bring that one back into his favor. It's going to see 3 in mid, 4 in mid here, as actually Chaos hiding under the coin of Xpecial.
Oh, nice
just
dodge.
Missing the ultimate once again. Crumbs in dodge mode right now. That's the second ulti he's been able to get out of. Looks like there's going to be a good amount of damage on this turret, but they did some damage to those minions, so it won't be too much.
Yeah, TSM still grouping around in mid. Nocturne recalls back. Ezreal's still fighting against Yorick, but Yorick with level advantage can always duel him. Ezreal's got to be careful the entire time. 160 minions, not too bad, but we see Solo Mid up, wow, 7,000 gold.
And we just got a ping from TSM that CLG, Epik Gaming's blue is going to be up soon. So we'll see if they try to thwart that.
No, that was recently stolen. I don't know what the ping was for. Maybe they thought Nocturne was coming down.
Possibly.
They're red.
That's right, though. It was just taken at that fight. They did wall him off. Ezreal had to shift out. All right. They are, however, hovering around this bottom. It could be a dragon spawn soon.
It's a free turret at least.
Indeed.
Oh, they're going to invade on this. This is going to be good for them. It's a great fight for Anivia wall, though, if they can get it right. They're running away. They're out of position. They've stolen the red. If they had gotten into position a couple seconds earlier, great Gragasol. And there's the Trundle Pillar as well. It's going to really hurt their initiation. Ezreal goes down, hits 3. This has been taken, but they could fight here. They have Anivia. They really could fight here. They will choose not to. Okay.
Looks like they are going to get out. The CV goes down. They feel pretty confident about where everybody is going. It looks like they will keep 4 bottom, though. Dan Din's going to take from his jungle what he can. And it looks like they want this bottom turret pretty hard. They are hungry. It's going to be a 4v4 situation as Nocturne and Janna meet up with the team here. They know Janna is right up top there, so they could single her out. Here comes Reginald on to Nat, but Nat gets out of the way saying, yeah, there's some more wards that we can see you coming. Now all 5 are bottom. Anivia, the only one middle, possibly required by her team right now to wall them off. They have great initiation on this turret. Nocturne could shut down the vision, but they're all within range right there to do what they need to do. And it looks like a turret has been destroyed. There it is. Gragasol not coming out.
Cute.
He goes for the barrel.
Yeah.
Does not decide to throw it. It looks like they are constantly pushing back, just going out for some damage on Dan Din. Will they continue to pressure this, or will they continue to back off and possibly get a dragon spawning in the next few minutes?
Yeah, the Fast Frozen Heart's going to help against KX quite a bit. A little bit against York, but not a huge deal. Will help against Trundle a large amount. Let's see, they're still poking those long-range barrels. Really good poke there from Team Solo Mid. They don't have any dedicated sustain necessarily. Alistair's a little bit. Yeah, Reginald kind of okay to take that damage because he can sustain himself. Yeah, it seems that they have just enough health gain that they're actually okay. Actually, all the champions can individually sustain. They have lifesteal, they have Yorick, so I take that back. They all have sustain, so poking great for Solo Mid.
Looks like they are not giving up on this. Their minion wave a little bit farther away. We'll probably see 1 or 2 more minion waves here. If they don't really come up with anything, they're going to back off. They know they're not gaining any ground. They go get their buffs. reset and get back into their lanes with some more items. Oh, so much damage from Gragas Barrel. Q's now all the way up to about 500 damage. The wall goes out. The initiation, however, is on the other side of the wall, so nobody really gets at each other on that one. Yorick pushing middle as we have Dyrus up top, just kind of trying to farm the lanes out.
Yeah, Rainman doing a great job killing some turrets. TSM playing this one right. They're splitting up, allowing this, the Rainman, who just really can't be killed at this point.
Yep, there they go, back and off.
Probably going at Mogs. And yeah, it's just a lot of beef right there. He's gonna get this turret.
Wow.
Nice job by the Rainman. Dyrus shows up, but Dyrus, not really as durable as him, honestly. Or at least not as deadly.
Yeah, a tower and a dragon once after the other. He ulties onto. Does he get the dragon though? The 190 goals goes to TSM. It looks like they could stun up Dyrus here. A very nice job. Will he be able to flash over the wall? I don't think he can get out. Yes, he does just enough. And it looks like Nivea Crumb's going in. He's like, oh, were you okay in there? I didn't think so. Crumbs gets taken down into egg form. That is Nivea's passive. If she gets taken down, turns into a baby bird to come back to life. Full health. Didn't happen that time. They crushed the egg. Very nice job. Crumbs a little out of position on that one. It's not too much of a loss. They did, however, get Dragon and a kill, so that kind of helps the snowball that we're seeing for TSM right now. 36,000 gold to 26,000 gold. There's that 10K difference at 26 minutes into the game.
Wow. Yeah, Team Soul Mid really running away with this one right now. I think Epik had a badly coordinated fight there. It was a nice try by Dan to steal the Dragon. It would have been worth it if he caught it. Unfortunately, he did. I think he died for it, right? That's my assumption. He probably could have flashed out, but I don't remember. Either way, they didn't get Dragon. Dyrus came in, did some nice damage to Kax. Couldn't quite do enough, unfortunately, especially no Ring and Oracles. That's nice. But then Anivia kind of like came in there and got caught and didn't have anyone supporting. That was very, very odd. It seemed like they don't have someone making the calls, at least not correctly.
Power in numbers here as we move through the jungle. There it is. The blue is up again. They have the timing of blue down to a T, just as they would Dragon. This is pretty much going to be uncontested here, unless Nocturne gets an ulti in again and can get in there, but I don't think Dan Dinh can do that at this point. Wait, oh no, they did get it. I definitely thought he got it for a second, but you see Gragas walking away with that blue buff proudly, and he will be able to make it back into his jungle. Looks like they do need to clear a red buff right now, as well as their own blue buff, unless they have gotten that. We'll have to see in the next few minutes. It looks like they're focusing on top quite a bit. There could be a possible Baron soon.
It's pretty true. They are all on the top side of the map. There's no real outer turrets available to them, so they'd have to really make a dedicated push to get any more turret kills. They might be content just taking neutral buffs for a while, but I mean, theoretically, a 10,000 gold lead means less and less and less as the game goes on. Right. When both teams have 100,000 gold, 10K almost doesn't matter. When both teams have 30K, that's massive. So they kind of want to press their advantage. It might be Baron. A lot of teams do go for the Baron kills around this stage in the game, and they're this far ahead. It's a fairly recent spawn. Let's see what they go for.
Looks like OddOne, Reginald sticking together right now. That is a deadly combination for sure to get pillared and displaced, not be able to go anywhere, because right when you get hit by that casket, he is going to put the pillar between you and the wall. Explosive cask. Yes.
Okay, those are different things.
It's still deadly.
It is.
We could change it.
Yeah.
Halloween skin on the way.
Don't promise things you can't.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So here we go. Looks like they are going towards their blue, but maybe just to thwart it and say, hey, it might be respawning soon. We can go for this. No, I'm just kidding. They know it's down. However, they are placing themselves for what could happen at Baron. That's exactly why they're being there. They are at their blue, and it looks like they're kind of focusing a little bit down bottom. Dyrus could be all right against the Rainman by himself, but Ezreal going down looks like he will quickly grab red and head back up. And just this team is power in numbers. As I have said before, TSM has all their turrets, and it seems like they can stick together in one lane. There's not enough push going on. So Ezreal to go mid right now, possibly take mid turret. There's a lot going on down bottom, so there's going to be no focus there for him. It looks like TSM is just going to grab another turret with 4 top and 3 just sitting behind. There should be a rebuttal to this.
Good job here. They will take that turret down. Well played. Let's see, back over here. Dan Dinh. Oh, he's late on the shield. Late. See, they're pushing on through. I think they might go for a siege like last time when they were down here. They did a lot of damage. They ended up not actually getting a whole lot done, but the ult comes by. A lot of damage to Crumbs. He just keeps using that and spamming it. His cooldowns are pretty low. It's only a 37, well, I guess 40-second cool. Down to 32 right now. Nice, got those abilities. Crumbs has maxed out wall before Q. And that, of course, matching shield, then Zephyr.
Dyrus again, going back down to bottom lane. At this point, he's trying to become a character for his team that can just stop everything and allow them to fight for the maximum amount of time. He wants to be the one taking all the hits and the cooldowns. He does, I believe, have full stacks. It looks like he's the size of the lane. Yep, 6 stacks on Cho'Gath. But still, you know, back and forth here with Yorick. They're kind of just trading HP damage and then gaining it back. So not too much going on there, but the focus on this inhibitor turret, a nice displacement there, but the wall goes down, and Crumb's noticing that right away. He throws the casket, a wall should go down so nobody can get past that.
Yeah, wall went down, but they did manage to filter out just in time. They did survive all of this. Dan's still poking away, but yeah, TSM is very, very sustaining, and they are not really giving up anything. Rain Man still shoving around against Dyrus. Will eventually take down his health, but of course Dyrus with a lot of regen going to make that difficult. And there's the jump in. They're onto the odd one. Dan Dinh getting caught a little bit. Now going on to KX, but so much damage being dealt. Anivia in there. Ult goes off. Wall goes off. No one is dead yet. Dan did flash out, and there is a TP in from the Rain Man. Dyrus could take a lot of damage here.
Dyrus is taking a bit. They did just jump on belly flop. Onto one.
Got one.
Looks like Gragas has gone down there. Ezreal able to take him out. Very nice job. Westrice picking one up for himself. They could have a chase on this one. It has quite a bit of HP down on
nice
the TSM.
Stun.
A good stun there. Going for the
hits.
Mystic shot. Hits that one. He may have his shift up in just a few seconds. Another Mystic shot that's going to lower his Arcane shift down more and more. The odd one coming from the right side should have been facilitated there. Why would they not go for the odd one real quick?
He flashed.
Oh, very nice job. And they did force his flash.
Nice job. Nice job.
And what, you know, I thought Epik was playing way too lackadaisical on. They're able to come out strong.
Oh gosh, KX is nearby. He's got a pet as well. Dyrus is in there. It's Dan Dinh being dead. You've got to be careful. They are going to get probably owned right now. It seems likely. R goes out. KX doing tons of damage specifically. There's Janna popping the ultimate. Oh my gosh, Dyrus doing the damage output. Can they get KX so low? Anivia, yes! They'll pick up one. Now Rain Man getting low. The odd one trying to run away. He's very low. Crumbs with the stun. Not quite getting it. Still running fast. Odd one using that desecrated land, keeping himself just barely. Oh, contaminate. Wait, it used to be called that. I could have sworn it used to be called that.
Oh man, looks like that turret goes down. Gragas forced up by a rupture there, but he is able to belly slap, flop, and body slam at the same time. Belly flop. He's able to get out of that one with his body slam, even though he was slowed from rupture. So finally a little bit of ground gained here by Epik. They have something to push forward to. They can worry about a second turret while guarding their own. The split pushing should really start to happen for them now. They've lost way too many turrets, I should say, not few too many. They've lost way too many turrets at this point, and they really need to gain that global gold back. Dragon is up, but the risk of Dragon is barren, so you have to be very careful.
Yep, they lost blue again. Good job by Team Silamid. They do have they had a ward. Oh, it got revealed, yeah. So Special knows about the wards. There's so little. Oh, nice try, Ezreal. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, we did get it.
Nice.
Oh, nice. I was like, I see Reginald, and he's not wearing. Ah.
Westrice says, not at this time.
Really? He has that accent?
I believe so.
Is he Italian or fake Italian?
Vayne coming in 2v1 onto Dragon here. What? It's just Vayne. Okay, there's the odd one.
Dyrus is no mana.
Don't get wrecked with. Dyrus is like, I can just squeeze through. Here we go. Gets through that pillar into the wall, and it looks like, yeah, they're able to take that Dragon down without the worry of Baron, making it out quite easily there. And it looks like they have kind of pulled Epik down to that side of the map. They don't have to worry about it though. Back into their jungle. Looks like this blue will go to Reginald this time, unless we see another Ezreal Essence Flux come flying across the barrage, I should say, coming across the screen.
Yep. The problem with KX's build right here is a lot of damage, but he has almost no sustain. He's just the Vamp Scepter and the Doran's Blade.
Right.
We saw that in the previous fight. KX had gotten low from the first fight at the turret, and he was still low for the next fight, and actually died to basically like Anivia's R. Right, and that's like not a thing you should probably die to as a ranged DPS, is like a dot that's like localized to a certain area. That seems like the worst way to probably die. That and getting first blooded by over-aggressing, but you know, generally speaking, you should not die that way in a team fight, so KX not having a ton of lifesteal makes that a little bit difficult for him to fight correctly, because he can take a lot of incidental damage here. Anivia R, Cho'Gath has AoEs, Nocturne's going to want to jump him if he can't get that health back, because Alistar, not a good sustainer in a giant fight, not the same way that sort of Sona can keep spamming that, the way that Janna can shield you and block so much of that damage output. that, you know, Vayne doesn't have a good way to sustain herself in the middle of a fight, and that's usually why people start getting Bloodthirster is, where's my sustain, because I need to survive a fight, and that actually is not there this time.
No, it really makes a difference. We actually saw with a match yesterday was Ezreal was taking a tick of 50 damage and actually lived with 48 because of his auto attack.
Yeah.
So it comes into play quite a bit, especially late game when you're in those, you know, duke it out battles. Who's going down in this one? It's going to be one of us because neither of us can run. So we are going to see a little bit of a bait here at Baron. Everybody is formulating into position right now, gathering together at the blue buff of Epik. Looks like Westrice has both buffs on, and that's really great for Ezreal. As I said, he's the kiter, so he's going to be slowing his enemy. He also has blue buff, more mana, more cooldown, so he can just shift around and kite as much as possible.
Gosh.
Oh, wow. Dan Dinh and Nat Nagaya taking 80 to 90% of their HP in one attack from Gragas. Reginald doing so much damage, and he says, you know what, I will be the front line of this meat shield, and my team will get Baron while I defend. A very nice job. It's going to be a quick Baron for them, especially with 2 Chaox firing at it. It's going to be a lot of damage coming from both Vaynes. Not something you want to reckon, or something to be reckoned with, rather. And Dyrus coming up here to kind of deter a little bit. Still taking a lot of damage from Reginald. You don't want to see that much damage coming out into your tank. A very good wall.
Oh, they caught Chaox. They could have gone for it, potentially. Is that pronounced Chaoxin, by the way?
I don't know.
I think it's Chaoxin. I mean, you know, it makes sense. English grammar rules and all that.
Pretty sure Vayne ulti rolled through the wall as it was being created. That was amazing. Like, just at the last second of its image creation.
Yep. And now a really good chance for a push here by Solo Mid. They do have Baron. They're up 10,000 gold. 10,000 gold really hasn't shifted anywhere. It's just gotten, you know, farther along in the game. Fights are still close. 5 to 10 on kills. I mean, Team Solid's obviously been doing a great job of controlling the map. They've done this the entire game, and that's what's built them this advantage. Even if their team fights aren't as good, the map control has given them such huge advantages here. You see, you know, Anivia not wearing blue hasn't the entire game, as far as I can tell, except at the very beginning. I think he got the second blue buff on the side. And yeah, Solo Mid's just been controlling the map. They're playing very, very methodically. They're really not taking any major risks. They're playing very poke-based. And when they ever get a little bit too aggressive, they get completely jumped on because they get that Anivia wall, that Nocturne ult comes down, Janna's going to land something. And they go Nat going to take down one of these turrets.
Looks like they all are heading down mid lane right now. Yorick, Rainman still down bottom. Let's go over some creep scores and some builds here. No, I'll let you actually do that since you can fly around with that.
Woo, flying around. Get it? Because I'm on Anivia.
Oh,
I'm hilarious. All right, so Anivia, you can see pretty much level 18 at this point, but looks like he's going for Void Staff? No, Death Cap, sorry, next item.
Ooh.
Nice job by Dan. See, we even managed to get some action there as I was following Anivia blindly. That was skill. So anyway, the rest of the build,
Reginald says, I got baited.
Yeah, that's a good job. So that cooldown, though, still only 48 seconds, not too bad. Coming on down here, they're going to try to... Oh, Dyrus, you've been very much caught.
Oh, wow. Can he get one last rupture off? It won't keep him alive, but it will allow that turret to do some damage. And all 5 pass through, and actually 6 with another Vayne there. They are going to be able to do that. This is a pet Yorick. It is. That's why I was looking for another Chaox, but we do see
no Chaox in this time.
Nope. Oh, wow.
This is going to be bad. This is without a tank, a 4v5. Nice harass there coming in from Reginald, and this is doing good stuff against the turret.
40 seconds now for Dyrus to get back up. This could be bad for him.
Yeah, well, if they can AoE down one more minion wave, and of course Crumbs can do that as Anivia pretty successfully, wants to make sure his Gragas hold is back, so as soon as he does that, Reginald's going to try to push him in. So AoE's coming down, there's the Q, there's the spam. Reginald's moving forward, yep, he's trying to make them not get this happening. There's the Q, there's the flash, turret's down, now the inhibitor. This is good for Solo Mid. This is great. Oh, great ultimate there. Wall comes out. They will stop the push.
Nice attacks going on right now. They were able to get the inhibitor there. That's what they wanted, and now they're going to move up here. Mid has a farm or a wave pushed up. Bottom also has a wave coming in there in such good position right now. And top lane is actually pushed over that 50% and all the way on to Epic's side, so they really have great lane positioning. They're just going to continue to push this. Again, go back, grab their buffs, come back into the fight. I believe one last fight like that is going to be it for Epik, but we did see CLG coming back in a few fights. Epik also coming back on that last bottom lane fight we saw. They did get too aggressive and go all the way to Baron, continuing to lose the fight, but I think they're going to change that one up, turn the tide of this next battle, hopefully, if they can get the fight to happen under their turret, and really, they have to dodge the damage from Reginald, because that is something to be reckoned with right now, and it's really the way that they're able to win these fights.
Let's see who's the richest in the game. Over 10K on most of Team Solo Mid, only one even close to that.
That ulti, so painful.
Yep, they're pushing through the top. KX takes some damage, but has, of course, that Guardian Angel, making him hard to kill. And, oh, there we go. Rush finally dodges the barrel for the first time in his life. Are they going to be okay for now? Back around, Rainman, yep, leading the way towards the mid lane. Another turret goes down. This is going to be the last inhibitor if they can't stop them here. It's almost a guaranteed victory at that point. Epik still not coming back through. Another barrel dodge. Good job. Inhib is gone.
Doing a great job here. They have top wave coming in, a mid wave coming in here. They have a lot to work with. And we're going to have to see what they can do as they move in. A nice ulti from West Rice. Not really trying to do champion damage, but clear that minion wave. Sometimes it is absolutely worth it. And you can see him judging that right there. Still, only one turret down on TSM side. It's something I've said all weekend. I don't know what it is about their lane control, but they hardly ever lose turrets in a game. And that is such an advantage because you are shutting down the global gold the other team can gain.
Yeah, let's compare the supports real quick. So obviously assists are part of this, but 1,200 gold on an Alistar. Wait. Oh, wait, sorry, 9,000 gold on an Alistar versus 7,000 on Janna. So that's a pretty big deal. So you figure, what is that, 9 turrets, 4 dragons? That's pretty much the difference right there. Nice job. Actually, wow, Alistar has less assists than Janna.
And he has died once, which means he was out of lane.
Outplayed. if Epik wins, it's all Janna. If TSM loses, it's definitely all Special.
Rough stuff. So here we go. Looks like Xpecial, OddOne pushing up to the middle here. He does throw down the Contaminate. Chaos is there to gather with him as well, and just clearing out these minion waves. One final push could happen. They do know that Ezreal is outside the base. Wow, you are
Reginald probably could have killed him if you wanted to.
Pretty risky, Crumbs.
Flash ult.
Looks like he's just going to be able to wipe minion waves out with a quick barrel, heading over to Reginald. One Q of Reginald right now is putting out over 800 damage.
There, nice block.
Very nice block there. They did live. And it looks like they are going to be able to come in with this minion wave. They're going to at least get some damage onto these turrets, unless Dyrus can really just be that stopping force. Getting up good ruptures. Big damage coming out from Reginald. The Nivea ult is down and the wall is down. That could be an initiation for these guys. They are into the 2 turrets, but they are going to stay on the outside, play it careful, and just go for the attack on the Nexus turrets. They need to continue to hit these. They are the only turrets in the game that will regen. However, this happens quite slow, so it's also obviously in Epic's best interest to get them away. But look at all these super minions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 minions in here. Not much they're going to be able to do. First game here going in favor of TSM as they are about to smack down onto the Nexus. Nocturne comes in to shut down the vision of TSM. It looks like Anivia has gone down, and everybody on the team gets a little bit of that one. Vayne and Trundle getting an assist for the next one. York Gragas coming up with some few kills. The GGs are going out as they finish and clean up the end of this matchup here. Dyrus still fighting valiantly in front of his Nexus, but there's the last damage in game 1 as we go into your second match of the day in this best out of 3.
Well, very, very, very well done by Team Solomid. They seem to be very methodical here.
Yes.
And it's interesting because we saw from Dignitas versus Counterlogic that it was it was scrappy in a way. And it was these fights come in, they go for a blue steal, Nocturne comes in, they do all these disruptive things, great ults all around. Akali jumps in, gets a couple of those weak guys in the back, and it's very, very, very mobile, very, very high energy fights. And here Solomid's very, very methodical. They took no risks. They got very strong lanes. All their lanes were strong lanes. And they kept, pressing forward, very poke-based, very long-ranged. They stole buffs with a lot of map vision, and Epik could never get in on those. And I'm interested to see if Solomid does win Game 2 or Game 3, how those styles might mesh and how they will clash, because Solomid is so methodical, it seems, that it'd be hard for Dignitas to get those scrappy fights going. But also it's very interesting to see how different those styles are, because we saw Vayne, Yorick, all those champions not even get touched in CLG Dignitas, but it's such a treasured grab here that you saw, okay, yeah, we're going to first pick that Nocturne. Yeah, well, by the way, Yorick Vayne. And that seemed to be the thing that, that should have been grabbed by Epik. They should have had that first pick Yorick, because that seemed to be such a powerful force.
Yeah, it really is. And really the only person, I guess not the only one, you can have more to really make it a 6-on-5 if it really needs to be. So such an advantage to have there. Great scores all around, everybody contributing to the scores on TSM's side. Not too much lackluster as well. On Epic's, they did very well for themselves. As you said, TSM just methodical and always constant in their ways, and that's really hard to break that strategy down. So we got another match coming up. That is our first of the best out of 3 here in our second match of the day, right after this commercial. Stay tuned.